Hello everyone, welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is round number 20 of the World Championship here tonight in bronze. Oh, lovely. I was just making sure my mic worked. Hello, TK. Welcome to the stream. Then tonight we could crown our first constructors champions of the year here in Interlagos, Brazil. Ferrari had to outscore Alpine over the sprint and the Grand Prix itself tonight for Ferrari to stay in the constructors. Basically, Alpine have got their destiny in their own hands. And golly gosh, there. Oh my word, then. So yes, we could be crowning some champions. Like we thought we could be crowning a champion last night, but it went a bit Pete Tong, didn't it, for the silver championship leader of Nigel? Let's see how this one transpires tonight then. Welcome along, everyone. Then this is going to be a fantastic Grand Prix. But before we get through any of that, let's just tell you about the format here tonight. This is our third sprint race of the season here in bronze. Like we've had sprint races for gold, silver, and now for bronze as well. So this is how it is then. So the weekend structure looks like this. It is qualifying, 18 minutes of qualifying. 18 minutes for qualifying. Goodness me, I got a bit of wind. 18 minutes for qualifying, and then of course that will shape up the starting grid for tonight's sprint race. The sprint race is 12 laps long. The points are 8 for first, 1 for 8. And then that will determine the starting grid for the Grand Prix itself, which is 36 minutes. Which is 36 minutes, 36 laps long for tonight's main event. Then TK is the first driver out on circuit. Then, whilst TK comes across the line, as we're on board now, the half hour, let's quickly tell you about the drivers and the constructors standings. Then, the drivers' championship cannot be won tonight. That is a fact. Nothing is going to change that. But the Constructors' Championship can be. We'll talk about that in just a jiffy. Dynamo Dan leads the championship by 10 points, and it is very close to the World Championship in bronze. My goodness gracious me. Dynamo Dan then on a 277 points, then Ginner on 267 points, and 10 points separates the two championship rivals. 97 points back is Echo in third position. Serious Mushroom is 42 points back in fourth. Great season for Serious Mushroom and for Echo and for Ginner and Dynamo Dan, in my opinion. Been brilliant. The former bronze champion, the first ever bronze champion, New Potato, currently fifth in the championship, is not driving for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, the Red Bull, he's got a similar issue which he had with which Percy's got as well. Both their throttle pedals have been probably because they've been driving superbly well this season, but both throttle pedals unfortunately has caused them to end their season a couple of rounds earlier than what they would have liked. TK across the line to start a very ferocious time right out of the bag already. Good stuff indeed there. Ginner across the line as well. Ginner going fast and there by a tenth of a second at this moment in time then. Great times to start us off here tonight. Golly gosh indeed. Echo coming out of the infield, I think that was, and sick as much, powering out of young Sao or young Carl, depending on where you live in the world. I'm gonna say I'm a forest rule, but sick as much across the line, second fastest in front of TK by a whisker. Great time indeed there for Sick as much. Sick as much has been really good. Has been really good has been really good over the course of the season, hasn't it? I think a bit more consistency, and you definitely, I think he would have been up in the mix a bit higher there. Echo with a beautiful Brazilian-esque inspired crash helmet here, currently fourth for the world. Marsky, there's not really set a competitive time just yet. D-Mac is just coming out of turn 5. Kiki has lost out somewhere and is touring back into the garage by the looks of things. Vestier going 4 faster than the AlphaTauri here. Whilst D-Mac is on the lap, then let's carry on the championship. TK in 6th place today, he's got the most pole positions over this season. However, his points tally compared to his points ratio compared to his pole positions is similar for Leclerc, unfortunately. Charles Leclerc, where his conversion rate is not very good, unfortunately. As he accelerates out of Young Sal as well, does D-Mac. Marsky 10th position there, just 2 points shy of the 100 marker. Styles in 8th position, great 2023 for Styles. D-Mac in 9th position there, he goes 4th on the circuit here tonight. 10th position is Sigismac, 3 points behind his colleague, his teammate I should say. Itemizer 11th position there, 1 point behind D-Mac, and Brooksley 1 point behind Itemizer in 12th position. Very close that those drivers are. Dynamo Dan on board now with the championship leader, getting very interested indeed in the World Championship. In the Constructors Championship, Alpine leads 157 points in front of Ferrari, which are on board with now. For Winnie and Dynamo Dan need to outscore the Alpine team tonight then to keep themselves in the Constructors Championship. That is the headline tonight there for potentially the Constructors Championship. Alfa Romeo only 58 points away from the Ferrari team now. They've had a bit of a dip, haven't they? Ferrari have. Dynamo Dan there is Achilles heel, has been qualifying, but his racecraft has been second to none. Marsky is taking a trip across the grass there. A bit of a rally cross there for Marsky. I don't think they use this track for rally cross, do they? I'm sure they use the Hockenheim ring for a bit of rally cross, and also Spain as well. The Barcelona circuit of in Catalonia as well. Gina goes fastest by 084. Good stuff indeed there. Haas 2 points away from the Alfa Romeo in 5th. 6th in 4th and 3rd and 4th, which they 5th position is the AlphaTauri, 17 points away from the Haas. Goodness me, it's so close. I love it. In 6th is the Red Bull team. They're dropping down ever so slightly. They got 2 reserve drivers in tonight as well, so hopefully that can help them back up the order. Mercedes 40 points away from the Red Bull team. Williams 30 points away from the Mercedes. Aston Martin 53 points away on 85 points. Well, Aston Martin is kind of get to the 100-point mark before the end of the season. McLaren still very much trying to get any points on the board at the moment there on 36 so far this season, unfortunately for them. Dynamo Dan is coming back into the pit zone, so not getting another bite in the chair. Itemizer, who is down in a 16th position. Invalidated Simon Kiki, who has been on pole position twice this season. Kiki has. We've got a lot of excellent qualifiers in this grid, haven't we, this season? Kiki, another driver, but unfortunately the points do not get handed out on Saturday, unless it's a sprint race, obviously. The points do not get handed out on a Saturday, unfortunately, and that is in key. Otherwise, I think Kiki and TK will be leading this championship, because they've been so good in qualifying, haven't they? Lovely shot here from the side of Kiki as well. Kaz, hello and good luck there, Serious Russia. Even insured, all new helmet tonight, the Predator. Grr. We got Kaz saying, hope I can finish a race. We are under, evacuation alert. Forest fires are getting close. Goodness me. That's not good. Goodness me. I'm sure, I must admit, I haven't been very, I haven't kept up to date with some of the world's events then. Last time I heard Canada, I thought it was a deep freeze. So has it got really hot over in Canada, has it now? Well, hopefully not. Well, it obviously has, hasn't it? There's forest fires going on, but hopefully Kaz is okay then. But he is on red alert there from forest fires. That's quite shocking news to hear, to be honest. Hopefully Kaz is okay. Goodness me. Bacardi in 5th at the moment there. TK has gone back out on circuit as well and having another bite of the cherry. Goodness me, that's kind of thrown me really to hear about the forest fire, so hopefully Kaz is doing okay. Hopefully it's all good on your side, Kaz. We got always good to be back in bronze. Luca, let's keep the momentum up there. Of course, Luca won his debut race in bronze, didn't he? Now, I think last week, where did Luke finish? Hang on a minute, let me get out me old spec, shall we? I think Luke finished 5th, didn't he? No, he finished 4th. I apologise. He's been doing really well for the Red Bull team, and hopefully this will keep up the Red Bull's momentum then, as they have dropped down the order ever so slightly. Vintage retired from the session, unfortunately. But I think that's him coming into the pits and retiring. So Kiki are on board with at the moment now. He is just coming back into the pits as well. Remember that this is a sprint event tonight. Can't stop playing with matches in the wild. Goodness gracious me. Don't worry, Serious Russia. Serious Russia giving me some arrows upwards because I've got a little heart in the bottom right hand corner and I can't get rid of it for some reason. I've been trying to move it, but I just can't see it. And unfortunately, I can only see like half the TK's gone faster still with 8 minutes to go in this session. And he spun into the center S there. We've had a lot of incidents into the center S over the past couple of days or so. But J-Dog there, TK just recovering slightly, and here comes J-Dog. As it accelerates away. All good, packed and ready to evacuate if needed. Well, I really hope that you don't do that. I really hope that that far can get under control. I wonder what started it. Was it the heat over? Oh my goodness me! And good job that Alpha Tari ghosted there, for J-Dog would have been up in the air, and it was Marsky who he was very lucky there, wasn't he? Luckily Marsky ghosted there. Otherwise that would have been an airplane crash. They're back on board with J-Dog. I'm sure he's the Division 6 champ, you know. No, that was Diamond Dan. I think J-Dog, I think he was challenging Kobo, wasn't he, for a bit there, J-Dog, wasn't he? Great to see him back in action then for the final couple of races here as a reserve driver in the Alfa Romeo. Then he's in tonight for Swanshanks. Swanshanks is not taking part in the remainder of the season, unfortunately, because I think he started his rugby training again, so hopefully he enjoys that. So unfortunately for Swanshanks there, he's not going to be finishing the rest of the season, so Alfa Romeo will be having to look to see if they can should be looking on the lookout for a second driver then to help Echo get Alfa Romeo back up into third in the championship. J-Dog, who is going down into the dive here in Magulio then, before coming into the junction at Yunsao then. Oh, too much the wheel spin there for J-Dog. He's going to lose a bunch of momentum there coming up the hill. Yellow flag is, I think, is one of the Mercedes getting on the way of the Ferrari. I think that's winning on a quick lap at the moment. Over the grid hatch as well. J-Dog goes 12 fastest there, but there's more time in the piggy bank. Oh, Winnie's off the circuit at the top there, and that's Winnie on a quick lap. Itemizer coming over the grid hatches there, and he's just started his lap there 6 minutes ago. I think in this session, I think it was, if I'm not very much mistaken. Vestia starting his lap now. D-Mac has made his way up into second position. Good stuff deep there for D-Mac Vestia. I love his crash. That was fantastic. On a serious note, I hope you're okay, Kaz said. 25 kilometers away, heat spell in the north. This weather is crazy, isn't it? Because we had a bit of in the UK. We had a bit of a nice spell on Sunday, but the rest of the rest of the week has been pretty appalling. We had a lot of thunderstorms as well over this part, and luckily they have moved away because I don't really like thunderstorms, and I'll be hiding behind my settee. I think if I see that we got a bit of thunder, yes, but hopefully Kaz is safe and well, or as safe as well as he can be, and of course. I really hope that they can get that fire under control as well. Got our fingers crossed for you, Kaz, my man. But at the moment, Kaz is in the pits in the second Aston Martin. Kaz is driven, remember, Kaz not a full-time driver until Miami, but Kaz has started 18 of the 20 races so far. He's only missed 2 races this season, Kaz, so that's pretty impressive stuff indeed. Then into the pits, now comes Bessia. We're going to stick with Winnie for the minute then, but Winnie, who's on a second time run here, I think that he's going to have to abandon that because he's almost out of deployment now. And then just watching Itemizer in the Alpine. And of course, as I mentioned, we got a lot of eyes on the Alpine tonight then. Ferrari need to outscore Alpine by 25 points in both the sprint and the... Ferrari can't do it. Well, no, Ferrari can't do it in the sprint race, but they can do it in the Grand Prix. So, on board of Itemizer as we come to the top of the hill then. Of course, whoever is doing the, whoever is going to be on the podium tonight, make sure you got your mics and all that allowed to be heard over the stream and stuff like that, because I'm not using the usual stream application that we normally use in the ALR tonight, mainly because my laptop's broke again. Itemizer, they're almost losing it. This time he has, and goodness gracious me, and that is violent indeed for Itemizer, and he's only got 5 minutes left in this session, and that is not and I think he's going to have to abandon that and come back in the pits. You know, Marsky out on circuit as well at the top of turn 7, I believe that is there. Before, of course, there used to be gravel there because I think Michael Schumacher had a triple cross there in 2001. One of my favourite Grand Prix, mainly because that was David Coulthard's. I would say that's David Coulthard's best ever race win, in my opinion, in that 2001 Brazilian Grand Prix. Fantastic race it was. I don't think anyone else cares about that, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. It was a very unique Grand Prix. That was, of course. that was the night. Or sorry, it was actually night because of course Brazil was on about usually 6 o'clock back in the ITV days. But that was the day that Juan Pablo Montoya really announced himself on the Formula 1 stage and challenged Schumacher down into the center S. Marski has improved by 0.3 per second. Hasn't improved his track position though. J-Dog down in 12th position though. Then we certainly made a mistake. Jenner is currently going for pole position in bronze at the moment now. 8 pole positions so far for TK, 5 pole positions for New Potato, 3 pole positions for the man we're on board with now, 2 pole positions for TK, for Kiki at the moment now. A lot of there's been some pretty impressive pole position attempts over the season. Of course, the most pole positions this season in all of ALR, I think, is actually Fanjo, who's got 14 pole positions or something like that in 19 qualifying sessions this season. Been pretty redonkulous that Haas driver Fanjo has there. I think he's almost guaranteed third in the Silver Championship as well after the results basically went his way last night as well. Marski, default helmet, make an effort, Marski. Yes, indeed, that of course. I'm sure that no one else really cares about helmets apart from the select few, but it is the most important part of your racing repertoire, as Jenner could attest to. Look at that beautiful helmet, and he's faster as well. It must be to his helmet design. 0.2 of a second improvement on TK, and he is going for his 4th pole position of his season. At the moment, then he had pole position last week, I should say, in Mexico. TK had pole position twice before in Japan and the United States. Kiki had pole position in Singapore. Jenner had pole position in Italy. It is very much a hotly contested pole position. Well, I think it does have a poison chalice there. Having said that, Jenner controlled the race from pole position to checker flag last time out in Mexico. Really impressive there for Jenner. Probably one of the most impressive performances of the season thus far. Echo out of the final turn, which is turn 15. Echo goes 4 fast. That's much better from Echo, who is surely he will be in for candidate for driver of the season. I'm sure of it. And of course, Smith White is already racking his brain of who he's going to put in the awards there. Yes, so indeed, make sure that you shine a light on yourselves here tonight. Duncan Dave has gone up to 8th at the moment. Bacardi making his he's making his bronze debut tonight. Bacardi is there, so good luck to that young gentleman there. I haven't spoken much about Bacardi, and I should. Then Kaz off the circuit at the moment. Lovely helmet design there from Kaz. I love the chrome and the red, fantastic. Itemizer needs to get a time because we've seen him have a couple of attempts on. Same with winning as well. That Ferrari is very grubby. Oh goodness, well, I'm not going to repeat that quote there from Serious Mushroom. Goodness gracious me, Serious Mushroom with some serious fire tonight. I love it. Winnie, who is we've got yellow flags in front of us, and there's a lot of cars in front of the Ferrari. It's a very important day for the Ferrari just to keep themselves in the constructors. And no, listen, because he's off the circuit, and goodness me, and unfortunately for Winnie, that might be his final attempt. Then cars going 14 fast. I think there's more to come in that AlphaTauri car as well. Dynamo Dan is just starting his lap. Then we've got a Red Bull of Luke coming across the line, and Luke is starting his lap now. Remember, he won on his debut. Who's out in the background? That's one of the Mercedes then. I think that was D-Mac then, who's third at the moment. Had a couple of off races in the last couple of weeks or so as D-Mac. Then TK, who is 0.2 of a second up, and he could potentially snap pole position here tonight. Then TK has already been on pole position 8 times. Can he make it 9 times here tonight? And the Haas team are very much a great qualifier, and once again they are going for 100th of a second. That's pole position now for TK. Magnificent stuff. Deep Bacardi stays 9th faster. What about the Alpines then? Jenner is come across the line, and he couldn't improve there, unfortunately, and the checker flag is for the second Alpine as well, and I am all lost at sea. Is that Kiki? I think it is Kiki cut across the line to finish 6th in the end there. D-Mac, who is not those, so sick as much. He has stayed 8 fastest here. The other Alfa Romeo of it's not Vessier, is just, oh my goodness gracious me, and Dynamo Dan's been disqualified for driving the wrong way. He's going to be 20th and last on the grid, the championship leader. Oh good heavens, this is a nightmare for the Ferrari team, a nightmare for Dynamo Dan as well. TK currently on pole position here, but Dynamo Dan is out of qualifying. He's down in 20th position, and the championship leader is going to be at the back for the sprint race, and Dynamo Dan is going to be furious with this then. Oh my goodness me, the championship has really come alive before he even got into the sprint event. Oh no! And Dynamo Dan, who I doubt he was driving the wrong way. He was probably trying to get out of the way of other drivers, and unfortunately, the game has perceived the Dynamo Dan like this done with so many other drivers. It's just disqualified drivers far too quickly. Remember, Ayrton was parked in the pit exit for about 1.2 seconds and got disqualified. Oh no! And Dynamo Dan out of he's down in 20th on the grid. He was 5th on the grid. And that is a major blow indeed for Dynamo Dan. TK on pole position, but forgive me, TK, that was a great pole position, but I think that is I think that the main talking point in this qualifying session is Dynamo Dan starting 20th and last on the grid with Gino, his championship rival, currently on the front row of the grid. Goodness gracious me. Wow, this championship is really starting to hot up. Dynamo Dan is such a good racer. Is going to need all that racecraft he can get then to keep himself in the championship lead. And I think that's Luke has got a 5-second penalty. What's going on? A 5-place grid penalty. As I don't know how he's done that, because that is that's surely the AI that is driving Luke's car. So I don't know how Luke has been given a 5-place grid penalty for that then. So I think that I think that that's a boulder dash, really, isn't it? There for I think that's a bit rubbish indeed then. Yeah, Lucas just mentioned it in there as well then. Makes the race more fun, Lucas saying then, but the AI giving him penalties then. So a 5-place grid penalty for Luke then, even though the AI was the car that was tailgating the Aston Martin. So Luke would be 11th position on the grid there. But Dynamo Dan is down in 20th position there. What a nightmare for the championship leader. 10 points separates him and Dynamo Dan. Alpine then is potentially on the cusp of winning the Constructors' Championship here tonight, with both Ferraris 15th and 20th on the grid then. They have to outscore Alpine by 25 points then. It is already looking very difficult indeed then. I got to get my calculator out towards the end of this one to make sure I am right, which is almost certainly not the case. And oh goodness me, we've got the Eurovision Song Contest semi-final on tonight as well. Oh, that's going to be a tough watch, whether it's going to be us or Eurovision Song Contest. Luckily, I think it's on BBC, isn't it? So you can watch it on the BBC iPlayer. So we're going up with the sprint race now then. So goodness me, absolute drama in qualifying once again. And out of the last 3 qualifying sessions, we've had 2 dramatic sessions there. In the United States, the 2 championship rivals, Jenner and Dynamo Dan, got a 5-place grid penalty. And tonight, Dynamo Dan, who spun off, I think, coming down the dive, Maguglia the dive, and I think they did whatever drivers have done, spun off, but I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if the game reset them to track or if they did themselves. I think it would have been the game, because if you go off veer into the left too much, there you do get reset. But Dynamo Dan 20th on the grid for the sprint. That is, I think that could be his only saving grace, I think, for here, is because he is a good racer. He might be able to get himself back up the order. Alpine will be taking a monumental step closer for that Constructors' Championship, though. They cannot win it in the sprint race. But if they get the maximum of 15 points, they'll only need to score 10 points in the race itself, and they are Constructors' Champions, give or take. Right, so we got hard tyres for Kaz, soft tyres for D-Mac, and everyone else on the medium tyre side. So I'm surprised at this. This is our final sprint race of the season. The form book from the last sprint race, or the last sprint races we've had in the Bronze Championship, is this. That we have had, it was Brooksy won 1 sprint race, I believe. No, was it? Brooksy had a podium then. I'm trying to look to see who won the sprint race actually. Oh, it was William and Umabro that won the sprint race. So we're guaranteed a new sprint race winner here tonight then. So I'm wondering who that is going to be. Why has Kaz gone on hard? Serious Russia was asking. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm wondering if Kaz is concerned about his tyre wear potentially. But that is a very unusual there for Kaz. So we expect the medium tyres to be able to get through this sprint race quite easily. Unless Kaz knows something that we don't then. Potential for the track temperatures. Maybe that the medium tires are not going to be lasting distance if the track is too hot. It's very dull out there at the moment, isn't it? TK pole position for the 9th time this season. Jinner is alongside on row 1. Third position is J-Dog. D-Mac is gone on softs. Not J-Dog, I apologise. 5th position is Echo. Luke, who is 6th, but he will be 11th on the... wherever he finishes in the sprint race, he'll have a 5-place grid penalty. Kiki 7th. Sick as Mercanave. Duncan Dave in 9th position. Bacardi on his debut here tonight in bronze. Welcome, Bacardi. In 10th position. Vessier 11th. Marsky in 12th. It's an all AlphaTauri row 6 here. AlphaTauri doing very well in the joint constructors. Kaz and Winnie 14th and 15th. Mushroom is 16th. Blood the helmet. Sedile 17th with 18th is Vintage there. So all Williams at row 9. Row 10 Scooby Stew and Dynamo Dan. Dynamo Dan the championship leader all the way down the back of the field. Then we're about to get racing here in Brazil. Then we're on board with the man. We're going already there. And TK gets away nicely. Sick as my quarter competition. J-Dog's flown away. And J-Dog, who's not on the soft tires, is up in his 2nd position there. Jinner drove down to 3rd position. Echoes alongside. And then Jinner, is he going to back out there? He knows that he's got the championship there. And potentially can get the championship lead in this race there. Dynamo Dad's at 5 positions already in the championship leader. Fantastic. And we got Luke, who is fighting with the 2 Mercedes there. D-Mac over the 5th position there. Sick as Mac over the 6th as well. And look at the background there. Where is Dynamo Dad? Dynamo Dad area is out in the 2nd Ferrari. And he is well. It's the lead for it now. He's out 7th position before he even got past that. Williams in the background of Vintage there. The beautiful pink helmet. Almost off the circuit. And Sick as Mac and Luke still fighting. Luke is forced as well up the inside. That's a McLaren and Kiki going off in the background there. And I think he's just about kept his position in front of that Red Bull of Bacardi. He has just about then as we go out of the horseshoe as well and drop him down then. Dropping down the hill then before as we're on board with Luke then. As we mentioned, he's going to have wherever he finishes tonight, he will have a 5-place grid penalty for the Grand Prix at Southend. Lap 1 completed. The gap is half a second then from TK with J-Dog in a 2nd position now. D-Mac, who's on the soft tires, I was expected to be a bit faster than that then, but he's now up into 4th position and TK set the fast lap of the race. Echo down back into 5th position where he started. Jinner is down into 3rd position at this moment in time then. Itemizar and Marsky fighting. Itemizar in 12th position there in the 2nd Alpine. A nightmare qualifying for Itemizar. 3 attempts there and both have had issues there. Jinner is back up in his 2nd position now. There he is then, and he is free then. What about Dynamo Dan then? He is almost alongside. Itemizar has gone off the circuit and Dynamo Dan then having a look up the inside on board the championship leader. As it stands at the moment then, he will not lose the championship in this race. The gap is down to 3 points in the World Championship as it stands if it finishes like this, but we've still got 10 more laps of the sprint race to go. Anything can happen, including that yellow flag as well. Scooby Stew is off the circuit there in the infield. Unfortunately for the McLaren driver, a nightmare season for Scooby Stew. Hats off to him though for keeping going in this season. I got to say, utmost respect for Scooby Stew. TK out of Young Cal then. Oh, and that's J-Dog. He's off the circuit there. He's just about got control of his car, but he's going to be a sitting duck now rather than a sitting dog. He's going to be a sitting duck down and look at this, a second back on the outside. Oh goodness me, it's almost had made contact there. Coming across the grid, Heinstein Genesis fast on the race. Look at them stream underneath me now as well. Almost blowing my toupee off and into the center once again. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, for goodness me, they're all very much side on stern. And D-Max on the soft tires in 3rd position. But remember what happened, remember what happened in the silver race. Having a look there, and who's up? Vintage is down into 19th position. Unfortunately, this is going to be Vintage down into 19th, but dropping down the order. Winnie is dropped down 3 positions. Mushroom down 7th, down 1 position. Styles up a position. Duncan Davis had a horror show start. He seems to have just struggle off the start there, unfortunately. We got Itemizar. Marsky is off the circuit there. He's off at the top of the hill. J-Dog, I think, was overtaking someone now. Marsky dropping down the order. Let's go back to this one. Sick as Muck having a look on the inside of one of the Red Bulls. That is Luke then. Vessier all over the back of the Mercedes of Sick as Muck. We go down Maguli on the dive before coming into Young Cal. Then J-Dog is down 2 positions at the moment from where he started. Dynamo Dan has made his way back up into 12th position. And Jinner, and I think I've just seen Fudge from Earth and Jinner lead incoming in. Of course, Jinner would love to take the lead there. As I mentioned, he cannot lead the championship out of the sprint race. And Alpine cannot clinch the championship out of the sprint race either, but they can clinch it in the race for both. Oh, it's Sick as Muck's gone wide then. The Alpine can clinch the Constructors' Championship. And of course, Jinner can take the lead in the World Championship as well. But he cannot win it, can he? And look at this, Sick as Muck's had a great run out of turn 3. And they're having having a look then going down into turn 4, but no dice on that. McLaren. Kiki has been wrong-footed there, and Bacardi is up the inside. There he goes, and that's a great opportunistic maneuver. Marski's off again. A terrible race there, unfortunately. No, goodness me, Marski down into 20th position now, having a nightmare show at the moment. Sikasmuk is lost a second there, as he is fighting every inch of the way here. D-Mac is having issues. Marski off the circuit again. I think there's an issue there with the AlphaTauri car. Now that is a big blow indeed. The other AlphaTauri only got 1 point in this sprint so far. Remember, it's the top 8 that gets the sprint then. I think Jenner held back in his sign-up so he could feel good there and punch him up for this saying that, well, goodness me, he's certainly flying this season. Oh, is that Hungry Stars there, who's off the circuit, and Jinner's going for the lead then. He takes the lead then. J-Dog's at the fast on the race. There's contact then, and Jinner almost losing the car as TK is not yielding, is he? Yellow flags out there in the infield section for Marski and for Hungry Stars. Coming down the order again. Bacardi's lost 2 positions there, and he has dropped out of the top 10 as well. There's Diamond Dan keeping a watching brief there. And look at this as we go down to turn 4. Bacardi having a look there, but I think it was just more to annoy Itemizer. But of course, oh, and no, that's Kiki off the circuit. Goodness gracious me. There's a lot of spins out. It's like both McLarens are out of the points now. One's in 15th. Scooby Stewart's recovered back up to 18th position now. Bacardi now all over the back of Itemizer on board now with the Red Bull driver then, and goodness me, we've got an offset camera here. Kiki off the circuit again at the top of the hill. Sick as muck, and Vestia having a look and going on the outside into Magulio the dive. Goodness gracious me, that's getting very fruity down there. But he will have DRS of course then, as Marski is having a nightmare race, isn't he, there in the back of the field. Jinner is all over the back again, so is J-Dog, who gets past his teammate, moves up into 4th position. J-Dog does that, and good overtake indeed. What about the other battle of Vestia and Sigismund Vestia? We've seen this battle into the junction that almost contact there. Sigismund thought better of it and bailed out of it. Dynamo Dan up into 11th position now. He's almost back into the top 10 here tonight. Yes, this is the sprint race. Yellow flag as yellow flags again on board. Jinner then is having a look. Bacardi has got past Itemizer. That's a cut over the sorry. Marski just get out of the way. Itemizer is all over the back now at the Red Bull of Bacardi, who's just he's got a position there, but he's starting to drop off the back of the top 8 runners at the moment now. And look at this. Oh, Itemizer going a bit deep then. Dynamo Dan is hoping to strike here yes, Itemizer, who's still keeping a watching brief at the moment then, as we go into the horseshoe, which is not the horseshoe. TK's off the circuit, and my goodness me, and TK has lost the lead here in this Brazilian sprint race. He has dropped down the order, and once again oh my goodness me, and once again then the pole position is Poison Chalice. He's come out just in front of Kaz, and Kaz will have the momentum here then, but TK will have to try and get himself back up. J-Dog is past D-Man, can move himself over to 2nd position. J-Dog has great performance. Sick as muck is up into 6th position. Vestia dropped down into 7th. Kaz thinking better of it into turn 1 then. Oh my word, gracious me then. Just as we're halfway through this race, Jinner leads now from a 2nd from J-Dog, with D-Mac in 3rd position, Echo in 4th, Luke in 5th position. Sick as muck and Vestia just cannot leave each other alone. Oh my god, no! And it's contact between the 2 cars, and Sick as muck is dropped right down the order. Oh, and I'm wondering then if do you think the Vestia should have given him a bit more room then, or do you think that And do you think that Stick as Muck was entitled space there? Well, my goodness gracious me. Back at the front, and the gap is a second between Jinner, J-Dog in 2nd position. D-Mark is down into 4th now as Mark gets retired from the session there. Echo up into 3rd now then. And as we got a safety car. We got a safety car here for Marski. And goodness gracious me, that is going to really turn this race on its head. Dynamo Dan is just 1 position away from salvaging a point, which has been a difficult start. A difficult qualifying for Dynamo Dan, but fantastic stuff. And Kiki has unfortunately sealed this race result, I think, with that one. Drive-through penalty is so difficult and he's parked in the middle of the road there, and the Hungry Star is almost going into the back there. Hello to you, Broke Gorilla, and evening, Sean. Hello to all drivers there. Serious Mushroom is not happy what has happened between himself and Hungry Stars, and Stars is down into last position. We've seen Stars spinning off in the infield. Sick as Muck is coming to the pits as well. Let's see what tires are going on. Surely it has to be soft. It is soft indeed then. So these drivers that are going to be quite quick for the last couple of laps here in Brazil. Sick as Muck, they're coming out. Serious Much coming out of the pits now. Kiki is coming in the pits. This is not the drive-through car. You cannot sort of drive through until the safety car is in there. So there's going to be some very drivers that are going to be very much hot under the collar at the end of this one, into the pits as stars as well. No damage on the front wing now, but he's going for soft tyres then. My word then, what an incredible start here to the Brazilian sprint race. We've only got 4 more laps to go in this one, so the safety car should hopefully be in the next couple of laps or so. As it stands, Jitter leads the way. Second position is J-Dog. Echo in third. Fourth position at this moment is D-Mac with fifth. Luke, sixth position is Bestia. Bacardi, seventh. Itemizar in eighth position. Dynamo Dan is in ninth, and the championship leader just outside the points that he needs in this one. 10th position, Duncan Dave. TK is down into 11th. He was our pole sitter. 12th position is Kaz. Great drive from Kaz. Winning in 13th with Vintage 14th and Scooby Stew in 15th. Sick as Muck on soft tires with Serious Mush and Kiki and Stars. I expect one more lap before back racing for this sprint net for one final dash to the line here. D-Mac currently on soft tyres. I think this safety car is really going to help D-Mac, isn't he? So he's in the pits now then. And then now he comes into the pits and thrown on the soft tyres. I would presume then it is indeed then for Scooby Stew. He comes out in the McLaren Mercedes in car AM46. I wonder if that's the Valentino Rossi reference there from Scooby Stew. Of course, one of the greatest MotoGP champions of all time. I don't know much about MotoGP, especially since he's gone to BT Sport. I'm sad with the BT Sport. I used to love watching it on Eurosport, but there it is, unfortunately. So. Oh no, and J-Dog's off the circuit under the safety car, and as I think his Itemizar going to have to get that position back, but J-Dog is just thrown away second position here. So J-Dog, who might be a bit rusty there, and unfortunately that has cost him 7 points then at the very least for himself and the Alfa Romeo team. Let's see what he can do from 8th position, but he's got literally no time left. But safety car should be in this lap then, so we've got about 10 laps. We've got about 2 laps then in this one to go. Can Jinner get his first ever sprint race win here tonight? This is perfect for himself and for the Alpine team, who are currently on 10 points as it stands at the moment now, and they are very close to the Constructors' Championship now. I'll have to get my calculator out, but I think that this is as I said, is they cannot win it in the sprint, but they can win it in the Grand Prix itself. And Jinner is and here comes Jin, and when is he going to drop the hammer? Remember, the Ferrari have to at least, that's the minimum, they have to at least score Alpine by 25 points then, and that is at a minimum of what they got to do. Don Madan is at the moment, Don Madan and Winnie both at 9th and 13th, then, and a good job to get themselves up those positions then. Now, Can Echo then, he would love to get a first sprint race win of his career. He's already got a race win of his career in Singapore. We're back racing now then, and look at this then, and D-Mac at the inside, on the outside, say yellow flag in sector 3. Oh gosh, there, and it's getting very squishy there, and D-Mac dropping down to 4th position. He was on the outside of Echo at one stage, but then unfortunately he's lost 2 positions there. Dynamo Dan, what's up? J-Dog's off the circuit. J-Dog is off the circuit on the inside of turn 3. There is the Alfa Romeo on the back where he's down in 90th position there. Bacardi up in the 6th position. Dynamo Dan is now in the points, and he's trying to keep his championship lead intact here tonight. That it's been a very difficult start so far for Dynamo Dan. Kaz is up into 11th position there. Almighty race here tonight for Kaz on the hard tires as well. Goodness gracious me! And and he certainly proved me wrong, hasn't he? Because I didn't think the hard tires are going to be the best sprint tire, but he's certainly doing a great job. Sick as Muck on soft tires. Ferrari of Winnie's just been hit, I think, from behind, and Serious Mushroom is trying to go through as well, and it's getting all very condensed there. Serious Mushroom there is down in the 40th position, all over the back of Vintage, who is on the medium tires, so he may not have a Duncan Davis off the circuit as well, and goodness me, it's action galore with 2 more laps to go. We're on the second, or on the penultimate lap here. Sick as Muck is now in the 10th position. What a comeback drive from Sick as Muck there he goes, and he is now a second and a bit away from TK in 9th position. A great recovery drive. Vintage is now into 30th position. Serious Mushroom has made his way to 12th position as well. What is going on behind here then? It's the 2 McLarens, the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari. J-Dog's made his way back up in this 16th position there, and look at that then, is can Can J-Dog get us past that McLaren? He can, you know, and I think the Scooby Steers thought better of it then, because that was going to get very cozy there out the exit of turn 4. The Scooby Steer tried to come back at him as well. Got to take a look at the front then. Here we are then, as Jenner then going for his first race, first sprint race win of his career, with Echo in second position. Luke in third. D-Mac, who's tires are running out, but a great drive to fourth position, less for D-Mac then, coming down Magulio, the dive, and as well, sorry, we've got 2 more laps to go in this race, haven't we? Goodness gracious me, wow, this is very interesting, and oh, Kiki off the circuit then, and it's Vessier off the circuit as well, and it's the exit of Young Cow here, and that corner is very precarious indeed, that he's almost taken the whole banner off and just been able for one more time, but I think it's too late for that. Jenner leads second position, then is Echo, he's all over the back. Serious Pressure has set the fast lap of the race in the sprint event here tonight, and D-Mac is off the circuit there, and I think he's recovered now, but he's out of the points, and D-Mac is there, and dropping down the order. The soft tire gamble almost worked for D-Mac, whilst his teammate Sickers Smoke has swapped to the soft tires now, all over the back of TK. Dynamo Dan has salvaged 3 points somehow here in the sprint race. Incredible comeback drive there for Dynamo Dan. Can he keep it going on this final lap here? And this is going to get very intensity. There's contact, and D-Mac has been hit by TK, and he's lost 2 positions there. Dynamo Dan has there. Oh my goodness me, and he's going to be furious. And Serious Mushroom, can he lunge up the inside here then on the championship leader? Oh, does Echo, oh no, and Echo's off the circuit as well now. Incredible stuff here in Brazil, and Echo's out of the points set. Then Donovan Downs back up to 2, can Serious Mushroom, he's got 1 point here. Serious Mushroom out there. Jenner takes his first win of his sprint race career, and he wins the Brazilian Grand Prix, or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, with Luke in second. Bacardi is somehow up into third in the end of that. Item Izar has got 4th position, and Alpine are almost home and dry in the Constructors' Championship. Sick as Muck 5th, TK 6th, Dynamo Dan in 7th, with Serious Mushroom in 8th position. Those are the point scorers here tonight there. Dynamo Dan maybe having a word with Sick as Muck at the end of TK at the end. That one is there is a nerf from behind there from the Haas driver, as we got Stars coming home to finish 19th. Marsky is going to start 20th on the grid then, but it's Jenner, his first sprint race win of his career, 8 points then, and now the gap is 4 points, I think it is, between himself and Dynamo Dan in the World Championship. Goodness gracious me, Dynamo Dan is just giving a sigh. I'll take a point here, Smash for saying, hell yeah, P2 for Luke as well. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the sprint here in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Jenner won his first sprint race of his career. Luke came from 6th to 2nd in the end. Red Bull, what a drive today from both Red Bulls. Both the reserve drivers have done really good. Bacardi in his debut race, debut sprint now, up into 3rd position there. Alpine are, and that's the second Alpine in 4th position. Alpine are almost home and dry in the Constructors. Sick as Muck in 5th, TK 6th, Dynamo Dan, great recovery drive from 20th to 7th, should have been 6th there, but contact between himself and TK. The second Haas, the Serious Mushroom, up into 8th position, great comeback drive. Same with Vintage in 9th position, J-Dog in 10th, and both Alpha and Mills was very much well up there, but both had issues in the final couple of laps there. 12th is Kaz, Vessier, Scooby Stew, Winnie, Duncan Dave, D-Mac, Kiki, Stars, and Marsky. Then that is the order for the Grand Prix itself, coming up in just a jiffy there. Dynamo Dan did say he dropped at 2 positions. Yeah, well, we saw that on the when it got very cozy in the infield there. It was very action packed, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me in that final part there. One good thing about streaming on the PlayStation tonight is the fact is that I can actually got a mute button tonight, which is fantastic. Right then, here we go then for the start of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Then this is the actual race at Southend. So. Oh gosh, I can hear myself, goodness me. Right then, so then here we go then for the, this is only the formation lap. I say only, it's one of the most important laps of the weekend now. soft tires for Kazed, so he's gone from hard to soft now, hasn't he? We got hard tires, and the rest are on the medium on the hard tires. Jinner and Bacardi on the hard tires. Forgot about Luke's five place group penalty, so he's dropped down to 7th. Jinner is on the hard tires, Bacardi on the hard tires as well, Itemizer on the medium tires. At the moment, both Alpines are in position to win the Constructors' Championship. TK has been disqualified. That's a nightmare start for TK. Seekers Mac in 4th position on the hard tires, TK in 5th position, Dynamo Dan on the medium tires in 6th position there, trying to hang on to his championship lead just about then. Dynamo Dan, what a comeback drive for Dynamo Dan. Potentially draw of the day already. Then, of course, draw of the day will probably be for both sprint and the race itself, and qualified. It should be for all of the driver's day means exactly that. Driver for the performance throughout the whole of the session. Luke in 7th position there. Of course, Luke did have a 5-place grip penalty. Serious Motion, great drive up to 8th place. Serious Motion right in the car, right into the midfield zone then, and the carbon fibre zone as well. Same with Vintage in 9th position there. 10th position, J-Dog again on the hard tires. Echo 11th on the medium. Kaz is going to be lightning in the bottle in 12th position there. 13th is Bestier with Scooby Stew in 14th. Winnie in 15th. Duncan Dave in 16th position there. D-Mac is 17th there. Rikiki 18th. Styles in 19th. And Marsky in 20th position then. There is the order then for the Brazilian Grand Prix here tonight then. Luke saying personal fitness reserve should be allowed a driver of the day. To be honest, I think Luke should have got driver of the day in US of A. Was it? I think that was his debut, wasn't it? As we're just on board now as well with Jinner. Then, of course, as there's a moment then, Alpine, can they clinch the Constructors' Championship tonight then? And then they can go full beans for the Drivers' Championship, which is still very much on a knife edge between Dynamo Dan and, of course, Jinner then. Here we go then, the lights are coming on then, one at a time. When they go out, we'll be racing in Lagos. Half the grid is pointed down, half the grid is pointed up. We are racing here in Sao Paulo. Here we go in Sao Paulo, and wait, let's get going. Dynamo Dan's like the 5th already. Itemizer has already taken 2nd position. Bacardi jumping down to 3rd as we go to turn 1 there. And how is everyone? Is everyone got away safely? Dynamo Dan, as Dynamo Dan taking it very cautiously into the chicane there. That's one of the Red Bulls off. That is Luke off and into the grass there. And look at this, and Dynamo Dan's got a problem. He is slow. Dynamo Dan has got problems. And what has happened to Dynamo Dan there? And he has gone from 5th position there, and he's been spun around there. And goodness me, it's an almighty shut there. And Duncan Dave out of the race there, and it is very similar to the 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix. Dynamo Dan has been cruising. What's going on with Dynamo Dan here? Oh my goodness me, we've been just looking at Dynamo Dan, Duncan Dave out of the Grand Prix, and I'm surprised there's not a safety car, to be honest. Jinner and Itemizer is not going to mind them. Perfect start for the Alpine team. Ferrari only getting 2 points at the moment. Then Constructors' Championship as it stands. And Alpine are the Constructors' World Champions. What a nightmare start it's been though for Dynamo Dan. What is going on with Dynamo Dan's car? He had no drive, did he? He was going very cautious into turn 1, wasn't he? Into the centre S, and then he had no drive down the back straight, and then it all condensed into turn 4. And what is going on with Dynamo Dan? Hopefully he's got some speed now. But both Luke and Dynamo Dan and TK all down the order. Oh my goodness gracious me. Serious Mushroom has lost out to Echo. Echo up into 5th position. Serious Mushroom up into 6th, but he's not having a go at that though. He's not letting that go, is he? We're on board now, and Alpine's already pulling away in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Lap 2 out of 36 here tonight as we come down into turn 4. Look at the heat haze coming off the track here. I'm not expecting any rain then. Of course, I think we was expecting rain the last 2 races, weren't we, here in Brazil? But tonight I haven't heard anything. Is Dynamo Dan got going? We're on board now with Dynamo Dan. Of course, he is the championship leader. Championship leader. I think he only scored 2 points there, while Jinner scored 8 points. And Duncan Dave out of the race then before it really got going then. So that is disappointment there for That is a major disappointment then, isn't it? For who is it for? Goodness me, for Duncan David. So the gap is down to 4 points in the championship as it's after the sprint race. Going across the line then, Jinner leads to set the nerve fast out of the race, and he is absolutely flying at the moment. Echo all over the back then was Fesser's got past Kaz, and we're on board. Kaz who made a great start up into 4th position, up 6 positions is Fesser. Now great drive there, winning up 5 positions while he's in 10th position there. But J-Dog is also flying through the field as well and coming up into 9th position now, all over the back of Kaz. And is Kaz going to defend it? Look at that, as Echo is having a look on the inside. Sick of Smoke, no dice at the moment now. I am absolutely shocked that Dynamo Dan and Luke Allen got major damage after that horrific shunt in turn 4. But I think that I'd love to know what happened to Dynamo Dan then, because that was a horrific start, and it looked like he just had no drive, did he? Very odd indeed there for the championship leader as it stands at J-Dog, who is now up into 8th position for the Alfa Romeo. Of course, Alfa Romeo looking strong in this one. Kaz back up the inside though, using those soft tires to good effect though. So J-Dog is going to have to try and get past in the DRS detection zone, which is coming up momentarily. He may not need it though, because he's all over the back of the Aston Martin. Those soft tires, are they going off already then? Of course, we've seen that they in the sprint race, they went for about 10, 11, 12 laps or so, but the Aston Martin is I don't think he's going to be able to defend this one too hard here, but having said that, he's giving it a good go. Sick as Mud coming to 3rd position. Remember, his best race for Sick as Mud in his career in bronze so far is definitely the British Grand Prix, where he could have potentially should have won that race there, but Bacardi dropping down the order, or is he? Because look at this, and we got wheel-to-wheel action there, and now Bacardi's dropped down the order. Serious Mushroom also having a look as well. He's up to 6th position, Serious Mushroom. He's gone wide though. Vessier's having a look at the inside there. Oh my word, then very close there. Serious Mushroom there is on the outside there, and keeps his foot in. Serious Mushroom does that. Unfortunately loses, he's dropped down into 7th position there with Vessier up into 6th there. Kaz still into a great position there. We've got D-Mike down in 19th position there, having a nightmare. Having a nightmare, goodness me then, having a nightmare down in 90th position there. Oh, he's off the circuit there, and I think he's hit the back of the car then, and I think if that's rear wing damage, that it's very difficult to carry on with rear wing damage, isn't it? Echo all over the back of Sick as Much, then them two were going very close down the back straight, weren't they? But I think they were going to have another bite to the chair as well. Styles is having an issue out of the junction, and he's dropped down the order. Styles has there. He's almost at the back of the field, and J-Dog has got past Kaz on this time then. And look at that then, J-Dog is flying and Kaz is having a look then, but I think he's too far back on this occasion there. Sick as Muck is he's got a train behind him, the trolley train I think it is there. Who is that? That was Echo getting too tight on turn 3 there, and here comes Vesti, who's drove a superb race. He drove a superb race last week as well, I think it was, or the week before. Now Bacardi on his debut tonight. This is Bacardi's debut in ALR Bronze, and he's driving a superb Grand Prix. He's dropping down the order ever so slightly. He did his work really nicely in Luke's got 3-second penalty. That could be costly, but he is down 70 at the moment. As it stands at the moment then, of course, I don't know how it started at the moment, to be honest. But Bacardi in 5th position. He's dropped down 3 positions from where he started in the sprint race. D-Mac is out of the race then. Of course, if he's got rear wing damage, D-Mac, you must show Smith and Mighty that you do have rear wing damage there. Of course, otherwise it will class as a pit and quit, as we're just watching coming out of Young Cal there. The main reason for that so we got Styles having issues. The main reason for that is because it's kind of like it's basically kind of hogging the seat when someone else can have a seat, really, if you keep pitting and critting kind of thing. So that's kind of what the rules there, really. But there we go. And also, it's not very good if someone quits after a couple of laps there. But if you've got rear wing damage, then or side pod damage, it's so difficult to continue, though, isn't it? Here comes Echo, and he wants to get past quite quickly here now. Yellow flag then. He needs to get past very quickly because Sick as Muck is on the hard tires. Hasn't got the pace at the moment there. Jenner's still got the 1.3 second gap. Then it's a 4-second gap between Itemizar and Echo. But Jenner, who's currently leading the way at the moment there, and at this moment in time is leading the World Championship. We do not know what happened to Dynamo Dan at the start. He was up into a superb 6th position after a horror qualifying show, then getting disqualified for driving the wrong way when he was just recovering back onto the circuit after a spin, we think, at Magulio, just at this corner here, and he was down to the back of the grid. He made his way back into 6th for the sprint race, and then he had no drive on the start of this race there. We had an almighty shunt at turn 3, and then of course Serious Mushrooms got stuck on the curb there, and J-Dog up into 6th position there. Bacardi's lost out to Vessier. Bacardi dropping down the order now, unfortunately struggling for pace at Bacardi as he's got DRS now to see if he can fight back. Kaz is in the pit set after just 7 laps on the soft tyres there, and J-Dog get almost into the back there of the Red Bull car, but J-Dog has got so much pace set as he's got TK off the circuit, the Senna S as well. TK TK was on pole position, who qualified first in qualifying, and started first for the sprint race. Is having a nightmare. It's had a nightmare since that session. Now we've got Kiki dropping down there, has dropped behind his teammate as well. So it's getting very cozy between the Styles has got a 10-second penalty for track limits there, as I think he's just trying to get out of the way there. They're just on board now, and goodness gracious me, and is that Williams that just cut across there? I think it was, but I can't say much because I've been across there as well. Right, so we're on board now with J-Dog all over the back of Bacardi, very much trying to get past the Red Bull driver now. Look at this as we go down to Magulio, but Bacardi trying to defend as much as he can then, but I think he's going to struggle to keep the position, with J-Dog very hungry in this race so far. Lap 7 out of 36 here in Brazil, and they fly past. Once again, Bacardi is going to really struggle here, and now, but look at this then, and J-Dog is through and passes. We got McLaren off, biggest key off fed, and now we're up at the outside goes J-Dog. Bacardi trying to go on the inside there, but Bacardi unfortunately struggling at the moment to keep these drivers behind him on there. But remember, this is debut race here tonight there, as Stars out of the Grand Prix. Key down in 70 minutes. We've lost 3 drivers in 8 laps in this one. Goodness gracious me, this race has got a high attrition rate in this one so far. Serious mushroom all over the back of Bacardi now, going this way and that way in the infield there. No dice at the moment for Serious Mushroom. And Vessier now defending. Was that Vessier? It was Vessier trying to defend from J-Dog, who is like a freight train at the moment, flying through the field and up 4 positions there. Vessier up 8 positions at the moment there. Whitty in 9th position on 2 points, and for Dynamo Dan has recovered back up into 12th position at the moment. At this moment in time, then, but we got McLaren parked at the exit of turn 5. I think that's Kiki having a nightmare race as well, but he has moved up 1 position at the very least. Then, if he's trying to find a positive out of this very difficult start at the moment, no pit stoppers just yet, and we are expecting 1 stopper around here, around anywhere between lap 13 and probably lap 16 to 18 for the medium tires. Hard tires, we are expecting to be into the 20s, I think, before coming in the pits, so someone might try and apply the undercut later on in this way as well. And look at that, as Vessier all over the back of Sick as Muck then. Sick as Muck, who is struggling to keep out of Echo. He's out of DRS range of Echo now, but he is on the harder tyre course there. On board now, let's go with J-Dog's got a 3-second penalty, pushing hard, isn't he? Pushing on at the moment, as I am struggling to find the tyres. I'll get there in a minute. Thank you very much. I'm there. Now look at this, and now Sick as Muck is on the hard tires, similar strategy to Jinner. Jinner is now being caught by Item Izar. I wonder if there's going to be any team tactics in the Alpine garage, because at the moment they are gapping Echo in 3rd position there. They have got no pressure behind them as it stands at the moment, and they are on course for a 1-2, which I think will be Alpine's second 1-2 of the season. And what a way to clinch the World Constructors Championship for bronze. That'll be the first Constructors Championship won of the season here in bronze, and if things stay as they are tonight, but we've still got a long way to go. We ain't even at half distance yet. Kiki into the pits then. He's gone into medium tires now. Then Vessier all over the back of Sick as Muck. Then Sick as Muck is going to be very much. Is Sick as Muck on the outside there? On the inside there is J-Dog. I'm thinking, it's goodness gracious me. J-Dog there is still on the inside. It's still on the inside there. It's J-Dog is off the circuit there. He's somehow kept it going there. He's off again, and here comes Bacardi. My goodness me. I had some rubbish camera angles, so I apologise profusely. Vintage is up into 9th position there, passes the Ferrari. Kansas at the fast on the race, but Winnie's back through, and he is not giving up this one. Points at the moment. He winning once again some points before the end of the season, and it's not giving up. Then J-Dog's down into 7th position now. Serious Mushroom all over the back of J-Dog here, as we got a teleporting AlphaTauri of Vestiaire all over the show as well. Hopefully the drivers can't see that. It's going to be very difficult to race against on board now with J-Dog in the Alfa Romeo then. My word there. So the hard runners at the moment is Jinner, is Sick as Muck, is Bacardi, is J-Dog. That is the top 8 then, with Vintage in the top 10 as well, just to complete that top 10. Dynamo Dan is back into an position there. So whatever hindered him at the start, and is now coming back through the field then. Dynamo Dan, this has been a challenging day so far for the championship leader. Scooby Stew has lost out to Luke then, also trying to recover back through the field as well in this one. Vessier all over the back of Sick as Muck there. Sick as Muck is not giving an inch though, is he? Why should he then? This is a race for position there. They are, oh, it's goodness me. Vessier once again teleporting here, there and everywhere, as Oh goodness, that is going to be difficult to race against because he's teleporting through. Vessia is there, and he is through, and goodness me. Oh dear, that is not good at all. Now look, Sick as Muck has come through him there. Goodness gracious me. Vessia has left the session now. It felt like it, didn't it there? And Vessia's car is down in 70th position at the moment now, and he is going to be dropping down. Unfortunately, that's a shame there for Vessia because he was driving superbly well. He's going to be very unhappy with that there. Hopefully, if he comes back into the session, hopefully if he comes back into the session now, might be able to regain his position there because he's not 17th technically. However, he has dropped down an awful long way. I think he's now around Scooby Stew area, so he is about 13th, 14th position then. So we've got J-Dog who's now in his 6th position then. So I think 6 months going to be kind of happy with that then because because all that hullabaloo, as Vessia's back in the session and good stuff indeed. Hopefully his car will then put him back in the right position there because apparently he's in no man's land at the moment now. So because of all that hullabaloo there between Vessia and his teleporting car. That is off. I think he grazed the wall. Oh, he might have damaged the rear wing now. I think it was just a roll though, so he might be all right. That wasn't as much velocity, and he's back on the circuit now. There is Vessia. So Vessia is in front of one of the Ferraris. So I think he's in 9th position there. Vessia is said. Yes, he's in 9th position. Well, there he is. Hopefully, and look at Winnie. He's doing a great job at the moment. Winnie is in 7th position now. Driver of the day for me so far, along with Bacardi. If I was allowed to do reserve drivers, and also it would have been Vessia as well, but Vessia unfortunately has got a bit of a dodgy Wi-Fi connection there, actually, where he then unfortunately lost connection. Hopefully he can get himself back in at pronto here. Serious mushroom into a superb 6th position. Well, did a great sprint race, and now in 6th position at the moment now. Another candidate for driver of the day potentially, but we've got a long way to go. Kiki's got a 3-second penalty. 3 drivers have got 3-second penalties so far, which are Kiki, J-Dog, and Luke then, who's back into the top 10. Donovan Dan is also back into the top 10. He is now in 9th position at this moment in time. The gap at the front is now 4 seconds, and between the two Alpines, I should say, and Echo at the moment now. Wow, what a performance so far for Itemizer and for Jitter there. Itemizer, another driver for driver today potentially, along with Jitter. 3-second penalty for Scooby Stew. That could cost him points there. Hopefully not then, because these drivers, I think that this is a great drive so far from Scooby Stew. Hopefully it's not the curse of the commentator. Yellow flag is one of the Haas cars is grounded to a halt then. It is TK then who's recovering now then, but of course so that is not good there for TK. On board now with Echo, who's kind of in no man's land at the moment, isn't he? And then all of a sudden, then behind him is Sick as Muck, Bacardi, Serious Mushroom, Winnie, Vintage there. Goodness me, having a battle royale there. There they are of Winnie and Vintage there. Vintage is driving a superlative Grand Prix at the moment, isn't there? Out of the junction then for Serious Mushroom, then push it on there. And Winnie, oh no, Winnie, the Ferrari drives off the circuit. I don't think there's any damage there, but he has lost out to a superb 10th position. Donovan Dan has made his way back up into 8th and in the Ferrari. Of course, this is an important day for Donovan Dunn. If he wants to, I feel that at the moment. Oh, who is that? That's Vintage. Oh no! And goodness me, curse of the commentator indeed. There, both Winnie and Vintage was having a absolutely superlative Grand Prix, and that has completely ruined their races. But it's not over yet. Winnie's still in 9th position. Vintage is still in 13th position. There, Vintage still got the faster tire. Then, so fans of Winnie and Vintage, it's all fine and dandy still. It's just a little bump in the road. Itemizer is dropped back ever so slightly. Echo is floating around the 4 to 3 second mark at the moment. Echo is in 3rd position. Sick as Muck currently in 4th with this incredible battle here for 4th, 5th and 6th. Donovan Dan 2 seconds back at the moment now, but Donovan Dan now on a superb 6 points at this moment in time in the championship leader at the moment, which he's not technically now then. If this race finishes like this now, Donovan Dan's been the leader of the championship for a lot of weeks now. Vessia is still ghosting. I'm not sure if Vessia's rejoined or not then. And look at this, we've got a bit of slipstream going on there. None of these drivers are coming in yet then. I don't think they're coming in for the foreseeable future. Bacardi on the outside there. Bacardi has started to find his mojo here, and he is having a contact there. Bacardi is through. Sick as Muck. Oh, and Serious Mushroom there, giving him a killer blow. And Sick as Muck, what a shape. He started superbly well in 4th position, out of the points then. It's still I think it's oh, Oh my goodness me. And now Winnie is up into 8th position. Marsky, who's fighting, but Winnie is now up into 8th position in the Ferrari. What an incredible drive from Marsky's coming back at him into the infield here. He's having a look there, and Marsky's died on the inside, but Winnie is staying on the outside. Scooby Stew is up into 10th position as well. Magnificent stuff indeed there. But Marsky has got the position now. Winnie is under the cosh from Scooby Stew. Great drives from these drivers tonight. Scooby Stew absolutely supreme. He's standing up in the seat of that McLaren team tonight. Same with Winnie as well. This is absolutely a mighty drives from those two. So, magnificent stuff indeed. So Dynamo Dan currently in 6th position at the moment. What incredible race this has been so far. No safety cars either yet. I am glistening now then as I look in the mirror. Goodness me, it's a fright. But then I look back at the race and it's a fantastic delight here. Jinner 2.3 seconds away from Itemizer. Echo in 3rd position. Uta as J-Dog is in 11th position mode and Sickers Muck in 12th. I'm sure it's a couple of position changes there, but maybe not. Oh my goodness me, and Scooby Stew almost off the circuit. Here comes Winnie, and we're back on board with Winnie. He's having a look there, but Scooby Stew then it's not going to just let him through, is he? Not by any stretch of imagination. Jinner currently still out there and still leading the race by 2.3 seconds. Echo 4 seconds back at the moment from the two Alpines, I say. Bacardi's got a 4-second gap to himself and Echo. Echo's going to be loving the fact that these guys have been fighting tooth and nail here. Serious Mushroom and Dynamo. Serious Mushroom especially has been really hurt by these battling drivers on the hard tires, hasn't he? Because he's been trying to get through the gaggle of cars. He is on the quicker tire. I'm wondering if Serious Mushroom's going to think about it. He's had enough of this. He's going to come into the pits throw on a set of hard tires warm up those tires as best he can then, but remember the hard tires do take a while. Echo's in the pits, Serious Mushroom's in the pits as well. On board now then, so we got a lot of drivers in the pits. Dynamo Dan's in the pits as well. On board and look, the Ferrari's in the pits. Ferrari is in the pits as well. I wonder if Ferrari might have to queue here. None of the race seats are coming in the pits out of the Alpines, I should say. Dynamo J-Dog up into 7th position. Echo out of the pits now then in the Alfa Romeo. Serious Mushroom out of the pits as well. Dynamo Dan also coming out of the pits on the hard tires. Winnie, and look at us. Winnie had to delay his pit stop just ever so slightly. My word, Kiki's has got a penalty there. Luke, so then let's take stock then. Echo is the highest driver to pit in 8th position then. Kaz is in at 9th position. J-Dog has got past Scooby Stew. Scooby Stew are back on board with now. Scooby Stew, who is extending this stint ever so slightly here. Let's see how this one goes. Remember that the hard tires do take a lap or two to fire up, doesn't it? And now here comes Scooby Stew. Sirius Muck all over the back now of the McLaren driver. But Scooby Stew, he of course he knows that at the moment in time, and it's an important lap. This is for Scooby Stew. He doesn't want to get into a fight, I don't think, with J-Dog or Siggers Muck too much here. Yellow flag. TK is off the circuit just at the fast top of the race. Itemizer into the pits as unbeknownst to me then, because I thought he was falling down the order. Scooby Stew is staying out then. Scooby Stew is staying out, but I don't think he's going to be able to keep that position. And so I'm surprised Scooby Stew didn't come in the pits on that lap. And now he's now into 6th position. There goes Siggers Muck. Scooby Stew down into 7th. TK having issues there. And now out of the pits there comes Itemizer. And he's further out just behind that. These battling drivers, which he probably didn't want to be honest. Echo has eaten in ever so slightly to about 4 seconds. Oh, it's now under 3 seconds now, isn't it? There. So he has got the gap down ever so slightly. Scooby Stew is not having any of this though from Sickers Muck, is he? Great drive here from Scooby Stew tonight. TK out to the Grand Prix. What a miserable race it has been then. Once again, superb in qualifying, and it's just come undone in race condition there for TK. A very disappointing day for TK. Serious Mushroom then, who is in 10th position at the moment. He has made a stop then. Now, can't remember, he struggled with pace, didn't he? I think it was in the United States Grand Prix, wasn't he, on the hard tires, wasn't it? Where he struggled with pace then, but it's a different track tonight. Let's see how this one goes for Serious Mushroom. Jenner leads by 12 seconds from Luke in 2nd position. Bacardi in 3rd. Then into 4th position is J-Dog. Into the pits comes Scooby Stew then. And so Scooby Stew into the pits now. Yellow flags as that's TK's car going out of the pits now. So on board now with the man who was 2nd in the race. He is now at 6th at this moment in time. So Dynamite, look, so Scooby Stu now into the pits, and look how much time he's lost then because he stayed out a bit too long, unfortunately. And yeah, so she's going to go in front of Marsky. I think he's going to struggle to go in front of Marsky, you know, here. There is Marsky on the other side of the pit wall. There comes Scooby Stu. Marsky, look, you'll see that McLaren as much as tighter. Okay, it's got the inside line, but it's so tight coming out of that pit lane. And I think that Winnie is also going to be, well, I think I'm looking at the wrong cars here. He's so Scooby Stu's got 2 lap younger tyres there, and he's actually behind Winnie there, so he hasn't lost no time at all. I'm speaking absolute boulder dash. Oh, and Scooby Stu almost off the circle there. Vintage on the medium tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Lap 19, Jenna leads. Luke second, 12 seconds back. Bacardi in third position. Both Red Bulls, fantastic drive. J-Dog, that's not J-Dog. J-Dog in fourth position, 8 seconds back, with Sick as Muck in fifth. In a sixth position is Itemizer. Seventh position is Echo at the moment. Kaz in eighth position. Ninth is Serious Mushroom with Dynamite Dan in 10th position now. Remember though that this Dynamite Dan may be a bit vulnerable later on the race, but another comeback drive for the ages for Dynamite Dan. What has been a very tough race, and I believe that it's been the game that has not helped him out as much as all the other elements in this one. And just on board now with Itemizer, who's all over the back of Sick as Muck. He is not the easiest driver to overtake, is he? Best here is still in this race then, but I have no idea where he is, because he's left and desunk. He was around the Ferrari, wasn't he? He is now in 16th position apparently, but I don't believe that. I think he's around... So I think he's around 10th position, you know, 10th or 11th, I think, Vessier is at the moment there. But so we're going to have to work that one out, I think, at the end of this one. So Vessier is not technically 16th, but he dropped down into 16th when he left the session. So I think that at the moment, Vessier is about 11th or 12th in this race. I think he's about, talking of which then, when he's passed, moved himself up into 12th position there. Scooby Stu all over the back, so into the pits comes Luke then. So Luke into the pits, and the first of the hard starters then into, well, the scheduled hard starters into the pits now. Scooby Stu, who's got a penalty or two that this may hurt him later on then, as one of the Alfa Romeos were in the pits then. I think that, no, it wasn't in the pits, it was Echo in Itemizer getting very close there. No, because Echo's in front of Itemizer. What has happened there? Goodness me, I see it on the map there and I didn't register. Echo's past Itemizer. What has happened there? Goodness me. And yes, Echo does have younger tyres there, but that is quite surprising. Look at that. Luke coming out of the pits now behind Dynamo Dan and Serious Mushroom up into 7th now. Chasm into superb 6th at the moment there. Sick of Mud on the medium tyres. Is he going to get out in front of Winnie Marsky? He is indeed then. Where is Vessier? Vessier is behind, who's he behind? He's behind that Red Bull of Luke. So Vessier's in 10th position. I would hazard a guess that who's that in the pits then? It is the race leader and the new championship leader potentially as it stands to the moment. Jenner into the pits whilst all chaos is reigning behind him. J-Dog's off the circuit there. He's about to come into the pits, I believe, but that is not in the script there. He comes back onto very well re-entry at the track there, and good stuff indeed there. Of course, he didn't just bolt back onto the circuit. Nicely done indeed. Jenner coming out of the pit. Sorry, that's not Jenner. Jenner coming out of the pits now. Into the pits comes Bacardi. Great debut today for the Bacardi. Itemizer is back in front now of Echo. It's getting very hotly contested. The battle for second and third position here, as Echo wants to spoil the Alpine party at the moment, but it is going to be all bubbles and champagne if it stays like this at the moment. Even if Echo does get past, it is still looking. He's at the inside position there for Echo, and through he goes up into second position there. Itemizer is coming back on the Dynamo Dan stays getting from bad to worse. He's down into 7th position now. I say from bad to worse. It's gone from bad to worse to horrific to, Itemizer almost into the back there of Echo there, and he's going to lose all bunch of momentum. He might be out of the DRS detection zone as well. Serious Mushroom into a superb 5th position. He's got Luke behind him on medium tyres though. That's going to be very difficult to keep back, but Serious Mushroom, what a performance here tonight. Absolutely superb stuff. A lot of drivers are really standing up in the seats of their Formula 1 machines here tonight. I'm loving it. It has been a tough old race, this one has there, but well done indeed. Winnie currently just outside the point set for himself and for the Ferrari team there. We're seeing to where we're going to wait to see where Kaz comes in the pits, but he is doing a great job on those medium tyres. Here comes Luke then. Serious Mushroom's going to struggle to defend here then because Luke is on the fresher medium tyre and he is now flying away then. Echo and Itemizar is going to have an almighty scrap, I think, for that final podium place then. Kaz is starting to really get involved there as a slightly then, isn't he? I think the Kaz will need to come to the pits and there's no way he's going to get to the end on those medium compound tyres here. Kaz is but what a drive indeed there for Kaz. Serious Mushroom, Dynamo Dan, Luke, Serious Mushroom, Dynamo Dan, 5th, 6th, 7th. J-Dog has not come into the pits there. I thought he would have come into the pits there after that spin, but he's staying out. Bacardi in 9th position, great race today for Bacardi. Sticker's Mug is in 11th because 10th position we think is Vessia. There he is, and Vessia a ghost at the moment. I'm not sure if he's taking control of his car, you know, but we think he's in 10th position there. He definitely rejoined. He definitely rejoined there, didn't he? But I'm not sure if he's taking control of his car. Bacardi is all over the back of J-Dog here. J-Dog, who Jenner is just putting an exclamation point now on the Alpine and himself and potentially going for the championship lead. That Alpine are currently first and third in this race. That Bacardi, who is J-Dog, is staying out again. I wonder if he's going to try and go soft tires towards the end of this one. Well, Bacardi's not interested in that then because he's gone purple and he now takes that 8th position there, passes the Alfa Romeo, and through he goes. And Vesha's got a 3-second penalty. We think he's in 10th position there, but that's just a gas anyway. Dynamo Dan up into 6th position there. Serious Russia down into 7th. Dynamo Dan is trying his very best and no, Winnie's off the circuit. This has been his best drive since a return to ALR. And he's down into 13th now. Winnie is there. I'm wondering then if it got a bit too hotly contested. And Scooby Stew, what a drive from Scooby Stew tonight there. 12th position as well there, all over the back of Marsky. Marsky has had the fight of his life between Winnie and Scooby Stew tonight. Brilliant drives from all three of those. I've loved watching that. That's been amazing. So Serious Mushroom is now behind Serious Mushroom is, I think that car behind him then, Vestia, is actually in 8th position then. But the question is whether Vestia's got control of that car or not then. That is going to be decide whether he's got those points or not then. I think then Luke is now all over the back of Kaz, and Kaz is weaving, goodness me. I'm wondering if he is just weaving and should just break the toe ever so slightly. But I think that was borderline there for Kaz potentially. I don't think the stewards may take a dim view of that, I think, now from Kaz. Of course, especially on a very narrow part of a circuit like Brazil. Of course, I think Malaysia isn't too bad. Like a race like Malaysia there. I wish it was in Malaysia. Then potentially, but yeah, I think an old school track like Brazil, potentially not. And look at Scooby Stew. He's all over the back once again here of Marsky. Itemizer is just over half a second back. No, he ain't more. He's less than a half a second now. Scooby Stew up into 11th position, passes Marsky and makes his way up into 11th position now. This is the battle for 2nd and 3rd then. Luke, look at that then. Luke is going to gate crash his party now because there he is. He is flying in that Red Bull, and I think unbeknownst to these drivers who've been fighting for 2nd and 3rd, there is Luke now, and I think that Luke could really very much gate crash this party for 2nd and 3rd then. And goodness me, I think Itemizer is going to be a bit surprised to see that Red Bull in his wing mirrors. We'll take a look at Peltz then with just 10 laps to go. And he's having a look into turn 1. I think Itemizer needs to get past pronto. Into the pits comes Kaz after a mammoth stint on those medium tyres. 18 laps said, 10 laps to go. Is he going to throw on the soft tyres perhaps said for Kaz said. We're taking a look with the Aston Martin garage now. He is on the soft tyre to the so watch out for Kaz. He's going to be quicker than the hiccup then for the final stage of this one then. Look, Luke is now within DRS of Itemizer. Itemizer, I think, is going to be quite surprised to see Luke in his wing mirrors. I'm surprised to see him in his wing mirrors as well. Flying now. Dynamo down in 5th for this moment. He's just about, as we got a yellow flag. And just like say that, Luke is off the circuit. And that is a blow there for Luke. He's quick, but unfortunately, he's thrown away that position there. Look in front there. That is Vestia, who's now in 6th position, I believe. Luke is down to 7th. Bacardi is 8th. J-Dog in 9th position. Sick as muck in 10th. Scooby Stew is currently in 11th at the moment. That's what we think anyway. Itemizer is now, he's actually dropped back slightly then, so we're going to stick with Serious Mushroom, who is now quite close to the back back of Dynamo Dan, but I think he's too far back to make a move. But Vestier's not there. There is Vestier. It was all over the back, and I think that we think that Vestier is currently in 6th position now. J-Dog finally comes into the pits then, and he's going to be on soft tyres as well into the end of the Grand Prix, which will promote Scooby Stew up into a superb 10th position. A very good drive indeed there for Scooby Stew. Can he get some points on the board? He hasn't scored for a long time, Scooby Stew hasn't this season, but he's having a great drive here tonight then. Sirius Mushroom then, who is going to have to defend from the AlphaTauri, because look at this, and the AlphaTauri all over the back of Sirius Mushroom. In the background is the 2 Red Bulls that looking very interesting. Itemize are struggling to get the power down there in the infield, and unfortunately having a bit of a swapperoo. Unfortunately, just into an X in the pits now is J-Dog in 13th position. He's going to be quick, but both him and Kaz are going to be quick there. Whether they can get some points in this race remains to be seen. They could potentially go for fastest at that point now, which as long as you finish this race, you should be okay. Sirius Mushroom, my word, he is very much driving a superb race here tonight, isn't it? Sirius Mushroom is there, but he's struggling for straight line speed. Sirius Mushroom is there because Vestier is all over the back of him, and so is Luke as well. As we go down into turn 1 there, and goodness gracious me, there Luke's inside, he's gone inside of Vestier there ever so slightly. I'm not sure if that's legal or not. Good heavens! But anyway, nonetheless, Vestier, who is now trying to go on the inside, Vestier has dropped off there, hasn't he? There. So Vestier has now lost the position. Now Luke's up into 6th now. That we're 8 laps to go in this race. And Luke was potentially on course for a podium there, but unfortunately that spin in the infield has really cost him. Has he got the pace there to get back after the men in 5th, 2nd and 3rd? I'm not sure if they will. Unfortunately, I think Echo's performance tonight Sirius Mushroom's on the 4th now. I think that Echo's performance tonight is not going to take him out of reach of Echo, but out of the reach of Sirius Mushroom. But I think he'll be guaranteed. He's almost guaranteed 4th in the championship. Oh, Sirius Mushroom's had a major issue there, and Luke has got past, and unfortunately Sirius Mushroom's going to be disappointed with that one, isn't he? As I think he wanted to make Luke work much harder than that, and Vestier's struggling, and Vestier is in the pits so issues there for Vestier. I'm wondering if that D-Sync has really hurt Vestier, because he was going to go to the end of the race there, but that has really cost Vestier dearly here, hasn't it? I wonder if he got damaged there whilst he was a ghost on our screen, but he may have not been a ghost there on everyone else's screen there. And now we've got McLaren in the background here. And look at this, Echo and Itemizer side by side here then through turn 5, and he's on, and Itemizer still can't get past Echo. Once again, Echo, I said his best race was last week in where was he? In Mexico. That the Fez is driving for Jeddah. Well, I think this one could be just as fun, could be right up there as well. Echo is in the formers of his life at the moment. It's the superb stuff for the Alfa Romeo driver, and on course for his, I think, his 8th podium of the season, if I'm not very much mistaken. Brilliant stuff indeed there from Echo, but once again, they've got to be concerned about the drivers behind them, because look, Luke and Dynamo Dan are starting to eat into their advantage ever so slightly, whilst they're fighting tooth and nail for that 2nd and 3rd position. These two are now starting to eat into their lead, and here comes Luke, and he is on the inside. He is through, passes Dynamo Dan, down into 5th goes Dynamo Dan there. Dynamo Dan then, who I think has had a very trying day here. J-Dog has passed Marsky and up into 11th position. I think the Vestier is now near the back of the field. If he's not at the back of the field, then Dynamo Dan has got to be concerned now about the 2 drivers behind him, Bacardi and Sirius Mushroom. Bacardi is flying. And remember, this is Bacardi's debut here tonight in Bronze, and he has driven a couple of races in the 100% race, in the 100% league then, but this is his first taste of Bronze, and I hope he's loved it. We've loved having him here. It's been brilliant to watch, hasn't he? And Bacardi has action everywhere you look here. Luke is now 1.5 seconds back then, and I was thinking a couple of hours ago that may not be the case. He may not be able to catch, but with just about 30 laps to we're about 6 laps to go here. I think Luke definitely has more than a chance to get past Itemizer and Echo here. here. However, the caveat here is the penalty situation then, which let's bring up on screen now. There is the penalties. Luke has 6 seconds of penalties. That may hurt him ever so slightly. Serious Mushroom has lost out to Bacardi, as Bacardi is the medium runners are now starting to storm through. And I think that unfortunately there were no safety car. I think the alternative strategy definitely is definitely is the preferred strategy then, but that's a major gamble without a safety car here, isn't it? But I think the driving has been very much impeccable, more or less, and fantastic. Luke is now at 1.7 seconds back. Diamond down in 5th position there. Bacardi 6, Serious Mushroom 7th, and J-Dog has got past here. Scooby-Shoo, there he goes, and he's having a 10th position there. Scooby-Shoo has 9 seconds of penalties, unfortunately. That may cost him slightly. Yellow flag in sector run is winning off the circuit. What a shame for winning, because I found he was driving a superlative Grand Prix. And look at this, and this is the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. I think Diamond Dan is just counting down the laps to this race end. It's been a nightmare show for the championship leader. A lot of it hasn't been his fault. As whilst we've seen that, we've seen a flash of blue at the top of the hill. And now it's Jinner, who is about to take the lead in the World Championship with 5 laps to go here. Driver nominees, and then I'll get that driver of the day sorted in just a jiffy then. If I can get this laptop working, that'll be good. We have got yellow flags as one of the Alpha Towers is having issues there. Luke is all over the back now. Item is having a look there into turn 1 there. Bacardi is through on the outside, and he takes 5th position. Bacardi driving superbly well here tonight. Oh, magnificent. Absolutely incredible for Bacardi. Oh my good grief, man. What is going on here? Echo, Luke is on the inside. Takes 1st position now. He has got 6 seconds of penalty, so Luke has there. He needs to make hay whilst the sun is, well, almost shining, as it is very much very overcast here today, isn't it? Vessia's got a 5-second penalty there, and I think Vessia is going to be absolutely crushed with that, because that is definitely not deserved at all. He's been superb, hasn't he, throughout this one. On board now once again with Luke then, as we go out accelerating out then, and Echo will know that Luke has a 6-second penalty, but Echo, oh, and Luke's off the circuit there, and he is so quick. Luke is he just yeah, the back end just spun out there, didn't he? And Luke is, oh, he's going to be disappointed at that then, isn't he? Luke is there, but I think he should be Kaz up into 9. Fantastic, unbeknownst to me, whilst I've been focusing on these battles here. And look at this now. Echo, Item, Bacardi, Dynamo Dan, Serious Mushroom, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, then with just 4 laps to go here. My goodness gracious me, and Jinner has just been cruising out in front now, whilst it's been absolute anarchy here. And I've got rubbish camera angles here, and look, Item is having a look on the outside there, but Echo is not going to be deterred here. 4 laps to go, and this Brazilian Grand Prix, magnificent. But Item has come back at him again. He would love to fit. He would love to seal this Grand Prix for Alpine 1-2, won't he? Here tonight, then, magnificent stuff indeed. Oh my word, and I think that they need to be concerned about this man here. Bacardi on his debut has really been superb, hasn't he? Bacardi has there. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there for Bacardi. He would be my driver today if we was allowed reserve drivers there. Magnificent stuff indeed in this one there. Driver of the day poll is up there. Can Bacardi, with 3 laps to go, can he sneak a podium here? I think there would be heartbreak for Echo and Item have been brilliant, haven't they? But the alternative strategy is starting to come back to bite him in the rear wing ever so slightly, isn't it? Because of course oh my word, Dad! I looked down, I looked back up, and what happened there? Item, did he clip the back of Echo? Oh, contacted Dynamo Dan there. Dynamo Dan is out of the race. Dynamo Dan is out of the race. Ever so slight contact, and that has veered him off. And Dynamo Dan, oh my goodness me! And oh, that is heartbreak for the championship leader. And my goodness gracious me. Dynamo Dan, what a horrific race has been there for the for the championship leader. My goodness gracious me. Bacardi is now in third position on his debut here tonight in bronze. Itemizer is fourth. I'm sure he's got damage there, hasn't he? As I think him and Bacardi did clatter each other, didn't they? As we're going into Young Cow as well. I'm sure those two drivers did clatter each other, and I'm wondering if Serious Mushroom can get fourth position here now. My goodness gracious me. Kiki's got a 3-second penalty, down to 14 runners and riders. Dynamo Dan, goodness me, and him and Itemizer came to blows then, but I think that I looked up there and it looks like that Dynamo Dan was trying to get through, wasn't it? And I'm not sure if he understeered into him or if Itemizer steered into him. Then I'm not sure, mainly because I was trying to get the drive of the day sorted and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's my alibi, and I'm sticking with it. Oh my word, we're down to 13 rounds of rides on this one, and Scooby Stew, who is on the cusp of points here. Kaz, who's drove with superlative Grand Prix. I think he's just too far back, isn't he, there, to get into 7th position, isn't he, there? But I think he's going to be more concerned about trying to keep J-Dog behind, isn't he? Serious, well, that's not going to happen now because J-Dog is through. Kaz down is not finished, but a great drive to Kaz nonetheless. On board, Serious Wrestling. Can he keep Itemizer Bay? Bacardi then is now then, can he get second position with just 1 lap to go? As Echo is struggling then, but I think the medium tires are going to struggle as well. But what a drive from this man Bacardi, absolutely fantastic. Fudge must have been saying that it's too late for a safety car. Yes, it is. I think and Dynamo Dan, my golly gosh, I think that's Dynamo Dan. He doesn't retire in these races often there, but now Bacardi's all over the back of Echo here. That is Dynamo Dan's second retirement of the season. That could be costly. And Bacardi on the outside there. Dynamo Dan is just going to run. Oh no, sorry, but Echo is going to run him out of breath there. Oh no, it's Serious Mushroom. And